Hey, how are you? How is it today? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, today is not going to be long at all. At all, at all. I just drove back home, so I am tired. So I'm going to get started. Good evening. I'm gonna get started. I went home this weekend. No, it wasn't the yeah, I went home Friday Sunday and I got back today and my we put my uncle to rest and so it was beautiful to be with family and I just wanted to, being around family and being back home, it's always a beautiful thing. It's always a time of reflection. And so while home, I don't even know why I thought of this topic, but I thought about just having that level of just I thought about the topic, but you'll rather have what makes you cry, and it saddens me that some of us choose to be in a situation because change is so scary that people will stay in a toxic situation just to be able to say this is my norm. There comes a point that I would always say that just because I say this all the time, I might have been born in dysfunction, that doesn't mean that I'm going to allow dysfunction to come from me. And not saying that my family, but just every family has a level of dysfunction. It's just the reality, and we had an amazing time. It wasn't no drama that happened. I'm not saying any of that, but just I thought about that from a biblical standpoint, and I thought of two women in the scriptures. The first one is the woman with the issue of blood, Mark 5:24 through 34. And it's also recorded in Luke 8:42 through 48. And I thought about, what if she chose to just say, you know what, this is my fate. I'm going to just have this issue with blood. I'm going to just continue to be this outsider. And this just how it's going to be for me. When a woman was menstruating, you were just considered. Yes, you were just considered you were considered dirty, so you couldn't be around people. And she could have just been like, you know what? It had already been 12 years. This is just my life, and I'm gonna just continue to live life like this. And I was saying, how much courage did she have to maneuver in that crowd? I did a chat a few months back on the woman with the issue of blood, so I won't go into all the details of her, but just can you imagine having that level of courage? She had no idea what touching the hem of Jesus' garment would do, but she knew that she had to do something different, that if she wanted a different situation, she had to do different. And so just having that level of courage. And I thought about my own life, and I'm like, man, what is it in me that thrives in toxicity? What is it that I'm willing to shake off and burn off? One of my favorite scriptures, I believe it is um Isaiah 61:3, where it says you'll get beauty for your ashes. And I was thinking, what is it about me that God has to burn off of me so that I can get that beauty that comes from those ashes? And so or do I want to just have what makes me cry? Am I content with the mayhem that, yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I'm going to complain to my friends about it, but I'm not going to change anything about me to make it different for me. And so I also thought about the woman who dried Jesus' feet with her hair. You know, you raggedy. You know that you don't have anything, of true value. But the best I can give you is this oil. And even though the oil was expensive, right? This ointment that I have that ultimately Jesus said, and that's Luke 7:36-50. When the apostles was like, we could have sold this and could have gotten a lot of money from that oil. And he was like, she's getting me ready for my burial. But even though that's not what she was doing it for, she was doing it because she needed something different. Like, this is all I have. So what this little hair I got, I'm going to dry your feet with this because I just need to be by you because I need something different. I'm sure with each one of them tears, I'm sure it was a prayer. Lord, I'm crying at your feet. I'm giving this to you because I need you to take this from me. I don't got it in me to let it go. It's too strong. This stronghold is too consuming for me. I need you to break this off of me. I need you to break this away from me because I want better. I don't necessarily know how to get better, but I know that you can get me better, and I can just give you what it is that I have. So Lord, take the best that I got of my raggedy and make it better for me. And I just want us to, I'm not going to be long today. I just thought about that. Do we really just want what makes us cry? And that can pertain to anything in relationships, friendships. I talked about how I asked God to make me holy. And I didn't realize when I was asking him that I was asking to be set apart. I was asking to almost for a level of isolation. But I'm so happy that even in my ignorance of knowing I didn't know what I was asking for. It was the best thing I could have had because some people had to be burned off of me. Some places had to be burned off of me. Some desires had to be released from me. I had to allow him to heal some places in me so that I could be the best version of me that there is, so that I can not have my daughter have to deal with the sins of my decisions from the past. I talked about that on my my Tuesday live, where I talked about in Exodus chapter 20 verses 5-6, where it talks about, there was that the generations paid for the sins of the parents. And I know we say, well, Monique, we all got to stand before the judgment. It's all going to be different. It is. But poor decisions